Hawaii, Japan, and the U.S. West Coast are bracing for tsunamis after a huge earthquake. That's where we're starting the 7 from the Washington Post. I'm Hannah Jewell. It's Wednesday, July 30th. Let's get you caught up with today's 7 stories. One of the most powerful earthquakes ever recorded struck off the east coast of Russia today. The 8.8 magnitude earthquake's epicenter was near the Kamchatka Peninsula. There are fears of severe damage in that region. But the quake's effects are also being felt thousands of miles away. Tsunami warnings and advisories are in place around the northern Pacific. In Japan, waves as high as 10 feet were forecast. In Hawaii, residents evacuated coastal areas. Hawaii Governor Josh Green gave updates yesterday evening local time before the first waves hit.
We have a tsunami warning. And what does that mean? That is the most serious warning that you can have. It is not a watch. It is a warning, which means we have to evacuate the coastal zones right away. I want people to drive carefully. You need to expect that there will be flooding on all of the islands, and it will be imminent after the wave hits. We should be safe, therefore not sorry.
Since that update, the first waves have reached Hawaii, but no immediate damage has been reported at the time of this recording. Alaska, Washington, Oregon, and California are also bracing for the impact of waves. The National Weather Service said they could last between 10 and 36 hours. This is a quickly developing story this morning, so keep an eye on our homepage for the latest updates. President Donald Trump said Jeffrey Epstein stole young female staff from him. That's number 2. Yesterday, the president flew home from his trip to Scotland on Air Force One. On board that flight, he provided his most extensive account yet to reporters of how and why he ended a decades-long relationship with Epstein. He explained that Epstein poached workers from his spa at Mar-a-Lago.
Other people would come and complain, this guy is taking people from the spa. I didn't know that. And then when I heard about it, I told him, I said, listen, we don't want you taking our people, whether it was spa or not spa. I don't want him taking people. And he was fine. And then not too long after that, he did it again. And I said, out of here.
Trump went on to say that one of the people hired by Epstein was Virginia Giuffre. She was one of the best-known and most outspoken victims of Epstein's sex trafficking ring. She died by suicide in April. Trump's version of his own Epstein timeline has shifted over the years. His latest remarks came as the White House is navigating its 4th week of a politically damaging outcry over Epstein. It began when the Justice Department said that it would not release files related to the case, files that many of Trump's supporters had demanded to see. Number 3. The EPA announced a proposal that would end virtually all of its climate regulations. Yesterday, the Environmental Protection Agency announced a plan to rescind what's known as the endangerment finding. That's a legal opinion from 2009 that says greenhouse gases are a threat to public health. It's the underpinning for many of the government's actions to combat climate change. But if the new rule rescinding it takes effect, it would immediately reverse vehicle emissions regulations and spark a legal battle that would probably last for years. And if the Trump administration prevails in court, the rule would severely limit the ability of future presidents to curb fossil fuel emissions. But even if it doesn't hold up in court, one expert said that the EPA's rule could still have long-term effects. For example, companies could offer more high-polluting cars while the issue is being litigated. Number 4. Officials said the New York City gunman appeared to target the NFL. On Monday, a man entered the lobby of a Midtown Manhattan skyscraper with an AR-style rifle and opened fire. He then went to the 33rd floor, where he fired more rounds and, according to police, fatally shot himself. He killed 4 people, including a police officer. He also injured an NFL employee. Authorities investigating are focusing on a note left by the gunman. New York Mayor Eric Adams said it referenced CTE, or chronic traumatic encephalopathy. That's a degenerative brain disease linked to head trauma that has been associated with contact sports such as football and boxing. Adams added that the gunman appeared to be focused on the NFL, which has offices in the building that was targeted. The UK said it will recognize a Palestinian state unless Israel changes its Gaza policy. That's our 5th story. Yesterday, British Prime Minister Keir Starmer announced that the UK would formally recognize a Palestinian state in September unless Israel commits to a ceasefire in Gaza and a 2-state solution. In a news conference, Starmer spoke about British revulsion at the ongoing Israeli siege and mounting evidence of starvation in Gaza.
The Palestinian people have endured terrible suffering. Now, in Gaza, because of a catastrophic failure of aid, we see starving babies, children too weak to stand, images that will stay with us for a lifetime.
The announcement came on the same day that a global hunger monitor said famine was unfolding in Gaza, and as the death toll passed 60,000 people, though that is likely to be an undercount. This month, Gaza's health ministry released the names and ages of Palestinians killed in this war. They include 18,500 children. Our reporters listed their names in an article today. You can find a link to it in our newsletter. Number 6. It's going to get more expensive to visit Europe next year. The European Union announced this month that it plans to nearly triple the cost of its long-delayed entry fee. This fee hasn't even taken effect yet. It was approved in 2018, and it's set to start late next year. And now it will be $24 instead of $8. European officials cited operational costs and inflation to explain the price hike. It will apply to all visa-free travelers, including Americans. But the good news is, once you've paid it, the authorization will be valid for up to 3 years or until your passport expires. And at number 7, Botox has gone from a niche beauty treatment to a blockbuster phenomenon. Last year, injectors performed nearly 10 million wrinkle-busting procedures in the US. That's roughly double the number in 2019. Botox and its less recognizable brand name cousins were once the purview of the rich, performed secretively in plastic surgery clinics. But now they've become much more accessible, as medical spas and Botox bars have proliferated across the country. There's also been a shift in the stigma surrounding the procedure. That's thanks in part to reality TV stars, who speak openly about their love of Botox. Who could forget the Botox and Burgers episode of Season 3 of Selling Sunset? Certainly not me. In any case, it seems we've all become a lot more used to the sight of a smooth, uncanny, and unmoving face. All right, you're all caught up. One of the best ways to support this podcast is with a subscription to the Washington Post. You've heard that before, I know. But there's a new offering for premium subscribers. It's a way for you to share the Post's journalism with other people in your life. A premium subscription now comes with 3 extra accounts. 3 accounts that you can give to friends or family members. To celebrate this new offering, there's a great sale happening. You can get your first